Now, let's take a quick look at the different parts of your report. The intro pages provide background information on what the report contains and how to use it. You will also see a table that lists the total number of reviewers who have completed their assessments of you. Remember, you will only see reviewer aggregate results if you invited 5 or more people and at least 3 respond. The first section of your report is the Inclusive Leader Pulse. Here, you can see your scores and those of your reviewers for the 7 inclusive leader skills. The line graph lets you compare your self-ratings and the reviewer ratings, as well as the round 1 and round 2 scores. For a more detailed look at your numbers, check out the accompanying table. Next, in the skills section, we more closely examine each skill and the individual questions that make them up. You can review the introduction pages titled Understanding the Skill Deep Dives for a more in-depth description of this section. For every skill, you will first see a skill overview page with a bar graph. The bar graph allows you to compare your average skill score to the aggregate of your reviewers' ratings. In the round 2 report, you can also compare between rounds. Below the skill aggregate score is a section called Take a Moment to Consider. These questions are intended to promote personal reflection to support you in applying your learning. At the bottom of this page is a box that indicates which response you chose for the related level of engagement question and which stage this response reflects. The second page displays a table with more detailed information about responses to the questions that map onto each skill. Your response, the yellow dot, is overlaid with the average response of your reviewers, the purple and/or gray bars. You will see 2 columns, level of agreement and strengths/weaknesses, which will give you added insight into the nature of your reviewers' responses. The legend at the bottom of the page provides a quick summary of what each column means. You can also view the total percentage of reviewers who selected do not know or does not apply across all questions within this skill. The level of agreement column helps you understand how spread out your reviewer scores are. If most reviewers gave you a similar score for this question, you will see a high level of agreement. A low level of agreement indicates a larger range of reviewer scores. The strengths/weaknesses column indicates if a behavior is a known strength, an unknown strength, a known weakness, or an unknown weakness. These rankings are based on an interaction of your score and your reviewer's aggregate. A known strength indicates that you and your reviewers agree this is a strong area for you by giving a high rating of 4 or above and 4.25 or above, respectively. A known weakness means that you and your reviewers scored this behavior at a 3 or below and 3.5 or below, respectively. If something is an unknown weakness, it means that you scored yourself high, but your reviewers gave you a lower score. And if something is an unknown strength, it means that you gave yourself a lower score compared to your reviewers. Since strengths/weaknesses are based on the interaction of your self-scores and your viewer scores of you, not every question scores will fit into one of the 4 categories. These cells are left blank. This section can be valuable in helping you identify specific behaviors you are doing well in and opportunities for improvement. You will also note places where you might want to seek feedback to better understand how others perceive you. The final section of the assessment has questions designed to measure your level of engagement across 6 categories. Your reviewers are not asked these questions, so the levels of engagement page in your report is based only on your own responses. This page features tables for round 1 and round 2 if you completed it, displaying which stage you are in for each skill based on your answers. It's set up so you can easily see your progress through the stages and compare between both rounds and skills. The Things to Consider section includes questions and suggestions that help you work on advancing your skills.